Hello, chums. Yeah, it's not long since my last one, but I figured while I'm in the zone, I might as well update on this weekend's finds. I found a bookshop I'd never been to before. It's in Peckham Rye. I don't cross the river that often. I'll be honest. I don't. It's not one of those. It's not like it's a North Londoner principle of mine. It just doesn't happen very often for some reason. But today I did. I ended up in Peckham Rye. I don't often end up. It's ages since I've been down there, but there is one of those second-hand bookshops down there, which is of a type that's quite hard to find in London. Now, I realise that they are a little bit savvy about the value of the real cult things. Like there was a few kind of biker and the New English Library youth cult titles. They're evidently wise to the value of those. Those I wouldn't say were bargain prices. I mean, I don't know if they're open to a haggle or what, but I kind of left alone because the rest of the stock for the large part is reasonably priced, sort of £1, £2. I don't think I paid more than £2 for any of these. So let's get into it. First off, decades since I've seen the film. I didn't quite realise there was a novel of Gregory's Girl by Gerald Cole. I know that name. I've read other things by him. I think, I'm going from memory here, correct me if I'm wrong, I think he novelised the Sid and Nancy film. I think that was him. Also, I think Britannia Hospital might have been him. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm not checking as I go along. I'm just trying to wing it here. But anyway, it's one who once upon a time, well, I suppose I still do have a little bit of a crush, an unrealistic crush on Claire Grogan. That's not her. I don't think that's not her in the cover picture. Annoyingly, this doesn't come with an intersection of stills from the film, but a young Claire Grogan featured in that. I'm not sure whether or not she was already known as a pop star at that stage. Maybe not, but anyway, early 80s. But anyway, yeah, there's a couple of, I suppose, more serious titles amongst this lot. Branch Line to Burma, John Durnford. So this is one of those Second World War. I think men of my granddad's sort of generation. I mean, he wasn't involved in a Far Eastern campaign, but everybody knew someone who had that experience. I mean, I seem to remember as a kid there was someone in a village he lived, or someone he knew, his local British Legion, association or whatever, had gone through that Bushido prison camp experience and, inevitably scarred by it. So I think this is, what's this, Foursquare? This concerns itself with someone, the Burma Railroad, having to work on the Burma Railroad, parallel to Bridge on the River Kwai type of stuff, I suppose. Next up, Thomas Blackburn's A Clip of Steel. This concerns itself, I'm not sure if it seems to, this is a highly entertaining book, but it seems, I'm guessing, autobiographical. Thomas Blackburn's father was a country vicar. That's a good start. He had several neurotic obsessions, chief among which was the fear of sex. He inflicted his mistaken beliefs on his son, trying to instill into him an abhorrence of sex in all its forms. Masturbation and nocturnal emissions, he maintained, led directly to madness. Ordinary sexual intercourse between man and woman was little better than a necessary evil. Oh, fun times. Anyway, I don't quite know what that title refers to. I'm guessing it's one of those, they sort of had these devices, didn't they? I suppose I'm going to have to read it and find out. I mean, the sort of schoolboy joke about my contemporaries, and I'm not sure anyone in my kind of circle was subjected to this. There used to be this joke about, oh, you force your kids to wear boxing gloves in bed, which might work to your advantage. Next, I dimly remember the film. I don't know if I've ever seen it, to be honest, but I just remember the film. I thought, well, I'll just pick it. It's one of those film tie-ins, or the source of the film. William Morton's Birdie, Pan Books, 19... 1978, reprint 1980. Yeah, I don't have much preconception of what to expect from this. Young boys need to escape at his consuming obsession with birds and flight. Yeah, I don't know, maybe that film's online and I can give it a visit. Yeah, we'll see. Next up, get your trousers on, you nicked, shut it, etc, etc. I'd forgotten there were novels to the Sweeney, of which is obviously is the third. There's going to be, I've not delved into this yet, there's going to be a lot of gov kind of talk and so on and so on, but yeah, it's very reassuring to know these are out there. Next, now, it's one of those names that sticks in your mind. I don't know if I'm going to pronounce this right. Jerzy Kosinski. I might even have another of his kicking around that I've never yet got into. But it has that sort of almost classic Corgi war novel look with a slight difference. There's this slight element of oddness about it. It is quite odd. I mean, I've got about a third into this. I sort of started it on the train on my way back. It's really disturbing what I've read so far. I mean, if you're familiar with this, I was on the train and I got to the bit with the ploughboy. That is one of the most unsettling things I've read in a long, long time. That is fucked up stuff. But anyway, if you don't know, I think there was a film of this as well. I haven't seen that, I don't think. But in the opening weeks of World War II, a 6-year-old boy found himself in a village in the remote frontier region of Eastern Europe. Sometimes he was given a bed in return for labour in the fields. Sometimes he was the butt, interesting choice of words, for cruelty and perversions. He lived in constant readiness for flight, never ceasing his watch. Don't know, I mean, Jerzy Kosinski, actually, oddly, the previous owner of this, scribbled in here these kind of notes about the author. Born in Poland 1933, went to the US in 1959, suicide 1991. Now, the bit I've only just got to the bit, you know, the element of World War II is the bit I've just got to. The stuff leading up to that is already really disturbing stuff. So yeah, I guess I will persevere with this one. It's not easy, but maybe I'll check that film out too. But it does look like the work of those classic sort of Corgi war book artists on this, on which I chose not to pick up. They had a copy of Sven Hassel's Blitzfreeze in there with the classic cover. The copy I have doesn't have that. It's a more recent edition with this kind of early 90s artwork. This one had the classic kind of 70s artwork of the infantryman looking very gaunt and frozen with his kind of wolf lurking over his shoulder. This was this edition, but do I need 2 copies of bloody Blitzfreeze? I don't think I do. You know, I'd turn that one down. So no sort of genre horror. I mean, there is horrific stuff within it, but not actual genre horror. So I have, in my listening choices lately, I've sprung for another title from I've touched on these before, the label Library of the Cult, Library of the Occult, who deal with, I suppose, can you call them pseudo soundtrack artists? It's kind of that kind of whole thing about soundtracks to films that don't exist or probably don't exist. I'm not aware there's a real film of this, but who could say no to an artist called Klaus Morlock? How could I have said no to this? So it is very much of that 70s, that kind of sleazy 70s Euro horror sort of feel to it, a little bit psychedelic. There's that kind of Hammond organ element to it, sort of fuzzed out guitar twanging away. I think this label's putting a gig on in North London next month, possibly. Yeah, I'm tempted by that. So yes, this has been on my turntable. Their titles all seem to come in some form of coloured vinyl as well. So that's my little dose of genre horror, at least for this month. Anyway, thank you for sticking with me through yet another confused ramble. I hope you're enjoying if you're this if you're in this neighbourhood. I hope you're enjoying the weather, and we will see each other soon, I hope. Thank you very much. Bye.